G'day guys. So you want to shoot manual mode, but every time you go to do it, it takes so jolly long to get the exposure settings right that you become flustered and frustrated, or you completely miss the shots you're trying to get when you decided you wanted to shoot manual mode. Hey, but never fear, because what I've done is I've prepared a bit of a list to help me preset my exposure, predicting the situation I'm about to walk into. So for instance, I think about what I'm going to be shooting and where I'm going to be shooting it, and before I even go into that area, I set my exposure to what it's most likely going to be by way of a starting point. Now this helps me out. It may not help you out, but this idea may actually inspire you to create your own list or your own templates of how you're going to preset your exposure related to the situation you're about to start shooting in. So let's get into the list. Okay, so we'll jump into the list now. These are scenarios that I've prepared for situations that I often find myself shooting in, that I can preset my exposure on my full control DSLR or mirrorless cameras. Okay, the first one I've got here is daytime sport. Now for this I set my ISO to 100. I want to leave it there. I leave the aperture wide open and I set the shutter speed metered off the light. Now generally that'll get it into a pretty high speed, definitely beyond that 1,000th of a second is what you're looking for daytime sports. And then it's great news if you're in that 1/1000th of a second or 1/2000th of a second, because it gives you the flexibility to speed up the shutter or slow down the shutter depending on how the light changes while you're shooting with these settings. Okay, the next one I have here is daytime wedding. And again, I set my ISO to 100. I usually set my ISO first because I want to adjust the other settings around that. I then also have the aperture wide open. Now once again, that's probably going to put you in the realm of some pretty fast shutter speeds, but it does give you that flexibility to be able to stop down your aperture if need be, if you need to bring more of your background into focus, or if you're doing any of those group portraits where people are standing in different planes of focus. Okay, next one I've got is cloudy daytime wedding. Now we're thinking about an outdoor venue here. I set my ISO between 125 and 250 and I leave it locked in. I then set the aperture wide open again, because that's going to emit the most possible light. I want to see what the brightest setting I'm going to get with these settings is. And then I set my shutter speed based on the light meter again. Because it's cloudy, you're probably going to find that the shutter speed is a little bit slower than the daytime outdoor wedding, but it's still going to be well within the range of capturing human motion and freezing any sort of action like the first kiss. Next one here is indoor daytime. Now this is during the middle of the day with some kind of natural or ambient lighting within the room. Just a normal lit indoor space in the daytime. I set my ISO to 400. I want to give it a little bit more of a boost so I can keep my shutter speed fast. I have the aperture once again wide open, and then I set the shutter speed metered off the light. Now, setting the ISO and the aperture before you walk into the scene means that all you have to do is walk in, meter, adjust your shutter speed, shoot. Meter, adjust shutter speed, shoot, and you're good to go. Okay, the next one I have here is indoor nighttime, ambient or good lighting, like a party or a wedding reception. For this I set my ISO to 1000 and I lock it in there. I don't want the ISO fluctuating by using an auto setting. I don't want it leaping right out of the realms into ISO 6400 or even higher than that. I want to keep it pretty well locked in. I know that at ISO 1000 I'm still going to get excellent resolution and not so much noise when I'm shooting at that ISO setting. Again, I have the aperture wide open. You'll be noticing a theme here, but I then aim for shutter speed between 1/60th and 1/125th of a second. And that's because I want to capture normal human motion. I don't want to have too much camera shake from shooting handheld, and also I want to have that sort of natural motion blur that you might get from people interacting, doing things at parties, receptions, or other events. The next one I've got here is indoor nighttime dim lighting, like a party or reception, but the lighting is quite low. For this I set my ISO at 3200. Now we're really starting to get in some higher realms here, and I know you might say, well, you can shoot way beyond that in terms of the ISO setting, but I want to still keep it locked in where I can manage the noise and still deliver reasonably professional looking photographs to my clients. Or just for looking at myself. Maybe I don't have any clients for this shoot. Hey. Anyway, so ISO 3200, aperture wide open, aiming for shutter speed between 1/60th and to 1/125th of a second. In this situation, I also will adjust the ISO slightly, either side, to be able to give more flexibility in terms of adjusting the shutter if you find you can't get into that realm of 1/60th to 1/125th of a second. Okay, the next one I've got here is indoor event nighttime with a flash. And I'll often shoot receptions or parties or 21st or any of those sort of events with a flash, because it has the effect of allowing you to expose for the background, how you want that to appear in the photographs, but then illuminate the subject. So in this sort of situation, I set my ISO to 1000, I lock it in there. Again, the aperture wide open. Nothing changes. I always shoot with the aperture wide open. Well, I start with the aperture wide open because then it allows you to stop it down as required, and you can open it wide up knowing that you're not going to be any brighter than where you started from, which was the ideal exposure for you. Remember, shooting in manual mode, if you do stop down the aperture, you need to slow down your shutter by the corresponding number of stops or increase your ISO by the corresponding number of stops. It's science. Okay, so ISO 1000, aperture wide open, and I'm aiming for a shutter speed, again, between 1/60th and 1/200th of a second. Now, anything faster than 1/200th or 1/250th of a second, you start getting into needing high-speed sync on your speed light. But once again, I want to keep it within that range of 1/60th to around about 1/200th so I can capture normal human movement. Hey, and that's it, just a simple video, just my experience to help you. And it's just about predicting or knowing where you're going in to shoot, presetting your camera before you step into that zone, so when you are there, all you have to do is meter, adjust shutter, shoot. It doesn't require too much thinking about the other parameters of the settings, and even though that is just the ISO and aperture, you've also got things like the white balance to think about, your focus mode, your focus points, all that sort of thing. So it's just nice to be able to eliminate that initial setup before you get into the scenario that you're going to be shooting in. Hey, that's just food for thought. I hope it may have been helpful for you. If you have any interesting ways to preset your exposure or set up your camera before you go into the shooting situation, let me know below. I'd be super keen to hear from you. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and we're going to catch you next time. Wow! Bye.